Subscribe and click that bell.
Yo YouTube, welcome back. It's Dizzy Reacts. Today we're going to be reacting to a Sydney Watson video. Shout out to Sydney Watson. And it's about this whole Pedro Pascal situation. I hope I said his name right. And apparently, from what I've been hearing on social media, he's got a anxiety, right? And that causes him to like touch a lot of like individuals, right? You know what I'm saying? Like there are clips of him like rubbing his hand against like someone else's wife's like jaw or something. I think you guys have seen clips like that. There's like clips of him and I don't know her name, but she's the one that plays the girl in Fantastic Four. Apparently she's pregnant, and there's like clips of Pedro Pascal like caressing her as she's pregnant, which in my opinion is very weird. It's weird. Hold on, let's see if we can find the videos like that. Yeah, but honestly it's like mad weird to like, yeah, like
I know, baby. But you can't leave me alone. You can't leave me alone that long. That's a little too long, baby. Come on.
and she's got a husband. Like I ain't gonna lie, if I was the husband and I'm seeing this, I don't even, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't wanna get banned, but I think that's a decent crash out. I think you have to address this. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm happy the internet is catching on to this, you know, because the internet is gonna do what the internet does and expose him, and hopefully, you know, in due time, you know, judgment would prevail. But maybe I'm like saying too deep into this. Yeah, there's like clips of her also like caressing him at the same time. It was all a matter of time before insecure ass men tried to invent rumors about him. Is it really insecure men inventing rumors about him, or is it just...
These are gorgeous. I think that's my favorite image so far.
Just our hands.
Yeah. As long
That
as
was
you
our
don't have
very
to
first
see,
day
as long
as
as you
well.
don't have to see my face. Terrible.
Yeah, like that's... I don't know if that's insecure men. That is someone else's wife.
Favorite image so far.
Just our hands.
Yeah. As long
That
as
was
you
our
don't
very
have to see,
first day
as
as
long as
well.
you don't have to see my
Like imagine if that was your boyfriend, right? And you seen another girl do like, or whatever roles you reverse it to look like, it's not looking good. You know what I mean? Like this is not... I mean, oh, okay, wow. Oh, is this the... That's not a bad clip, honestly. My opinion, hot take, my opinion. I don't know, I didn't really like the Fantastic Four movie. I haven't watched it, but I don't think that's calming down this anxiety. I don't know, I didn't really like fuck with... I didn't really mess with... My fault, YouTube. I didn't really mess with Fantastic Four like that, so I couldn't say too much on it. I don't know. I'm not really a big Fantastic Four fan. My only favorite character is the Human Torch, because I think that's a cool concept. It's like that one manga where you know, this guy eternally burns and like feels pain as he's burning. It's the manga that's the inspiration of Fire Force, I think, or I think it's made by the same person that made Fire Force. But yeah, that's why I like the Human Torch. I think he's just a cool concept. He reminds me of like a Silver Surfer bonfire. But yeah, no, we're gonna be reacting to Sydney Watson. Okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah, okay. But anyways, we're gonna be reacting to Sydney Watson. She just posted a video like 21 hours ago talking about how she was right about Pedro Pascal. Pedro Pascal. So we're gonna react to it. Gonna say my thoughts, see what I think. Before I click on this video, I'm gonna say that I think obviously he doesn't have anxiety. I think he's, it's Hollywood. You know how the industry is, right? In Hollywood, like it's not a fun industry to get into, honestly. Like, people who want to be actors, who want to be famous and everything. I respect that, I really do. But once you start getting, behind the shadiness of Hollywood, once you start getting into those doors, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It opens up a whole new world. It opens up possibilities and everything like that. And I think he's just, I think he's just a freak, honestly. Like, I don't know, a lot of freaks in the entertainment industry. We had Dan Schneider. We had who else do we have? We had that Kesha's manager, agent at one point, I think. Now, I ain't saying he's a freak like that, but this guy has, like, he's weird. But anyways, we're gonna react to this video, and hope you guys love the video. Hope you guys like, share, subscribe. This is my new channel. I'm starting now. I'm gonna be doing reactions to it. I know I did a long ass intro, but I apologize for that. I do like to yap a lot, so we're gonna get into this.
He's my yummy old man.
I am your cool slutty daddy.
I actually have no idea what to do with this. Hi, my name is Sydney. Welcome back to hell. And as per usual, before we launch in, today's video is sponsored by American Financing. Also, my little cherubs, I have allergies at the moment, so I don't feel very funny. I feel congested more than anything. And, for the rest of you who live in the DFW area as well, did anybody also tell you that this is the worst area if you have allergies to trees? Because nobody told me, and now I spend like a good 6 months out of the year struggling to breathe, producing more mucus than your child at preschool. So a few weeks ago, I told...
I'm actually allergic to, like, ocean water, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, I can go in swimming pools, but I can't go to the beach. I can't go in the water in the beach because I get like rashes and hives on my body whenever I stay in the water for too long. It's kind of crazy, unless if I take, like, some allergy medicine and all that, I'll be fine. But yeah, like, I think that's the only thing I'm allergic to.
You all about how I don't particularly like the actor Pedro Pascal. And more than that, how I find his behavior incredibly creepy and weird.
Yep.
I mean, as far as I'm
think it's
concerned,
creepy
that's
and
putting
weird
it
as
pretty
well.
mildly. I showed you all clips of him complimenting women's nails in a way that I find insincere.
Let's see what you got. What you got?
What do you think?
Oh, they're gorgeous and glowy. That's a beautiful. It's like cotton candy with the sparkle.
Wow!
I love a manicure.
I am dedicating. Your nails are awesome. So are yours.
Let's see your nails.
Oh, yes, of course.
So he just goes around asking about girls' nails. I don't know, that's not, I don't think that's weird. I be complimenting girls' nails, but I don't go around asking, can I see their nails and everything. Sometimes, if I catch a glimpse of it, I'll be like, yo, your nails are really cool. Like, they're really sick. I actually, like, I think they're beautiful, but I don't go around asking random people to see their nails. That's weird. I wonder if he's asked to see people's, like, to see, like, women's, like, toenails or something like that. I don't know. I could see how that's uncomfortable, but I don't think that's uncomfortable. Because you can always say no, right? I mean, he did ask a question and it's uncomfortable to you. You can say no. But I could see how the internet will find this uncomfortable. I'm not saying I do this, right? I don't go around asking to see people's nails now. I only like ask to see their nails if I've, if they're flaunting it in my face or something like that.
They're very nice. Yeah, they're very beautiful.
And as a fan of your nails, I would like you to show them to me, please. Oh, come on, please.
I told you about how he gets away with touching women in a way that comes across as borderline inappropriate or very inappropriate, depending on who you ask. And I explained how he is being forced on women as some sort of masculine sex symbol, and I absolutely do not like it. I realize I am not the target audience. This was obviously not designed for me. But I'm still allowed an opinion in this free and democratic world that we live in. Not so much of a free world if the IRS still exists, but that's a conversation for another day. But you see, because this guy is absolutely everywhere at the moment, he is inescapable, I am seeing criticism of him starting to bubble over. Actually, funnily enough, when I last criticized him, my video was demonetized, which is weird
really?
given that it didn't go against any community guidelines. It was even manually reviewed, I assume by a person, which tells me that someone over at YouTube has a big thing for our boy Pedro, which is sort of upsetting for a multitude of reasons. Anyway, some people are genuinely sick of seeing him in absolutely everything.
You guys come to AMC theaters, what movie you want to see? You want to see a Pedro Pascal movie? You want to see a Pedro Pascal movie? Or do you want to see a Pedro Pascal movie? Which Pedro Pascal movie do you want to see?
I even
See, I'm gonna have a hot take right here. I feel like once the industry, and I
So
use the industry very lightly because I'm not in the industry, so I don't know like the wheels or the gears and the cog behind it, whatever the term is. But I feel like once the like Hollywood
Pedro Pascal
industry
movie
starts like pushing you out like this, like in the mainstream. Because you gotta think of it, right? Like getting an acting role in 2025 is really hard. It's really hard. You have to be a good actor. You have to be politically aligned towards the Hollywood agenda, towards their agenda. Like the whole situation with the Snow White actor. I'm pretty sure she's literally blackballed from the industry. Like Snow White didn't it didn't sell properly. I think not the word properly, but it didn't sell the intended amount it wanted to sell, right? She was making a lot of statements, whether if she was right or wrong. It was not politically proper, or what's the word I'm using? She shouldn't have said that with the whole branding of like, because I'm pretty sure she was saying a lot of stuff like free Palestine and what Israel is doing to Palestine is genocide and isn't really good. And Disney is pretty sure we all know this right now, but Disney does align more with Israel than Palestine, unfortunately, or however you would put it. So it kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like she was digging too politically deep into it, and it was just bad looks. It was bad reps, and because of that, she is blackballed from the industry. I don't think she would ever make a appearance on the big screen anymore, unless if she like starts posting more on social media or starts using YouTube and stuff. But yeah, like I was saying, I feel like once you get to this level in the industry or in Hollywood where you're getting contracts or you're getting movie deals or left and right, people want to hire you, people are, you have to have done something, right? It's like the music industry, right? Like they say someone is a music plant in the industry. I think Pedro Pascal is a movie plant. I think he has literally, like, I don't want to use the term as sold his soul, but let's be honest here. I feel like he has, right? Because he's everywhere now in the movie. He's literally everywhere, and because of that, I feel like either he's able to get away with a lot of things because he knows that the industry would support him, and he knows the industry won't put him aside, or maybe the reason why he does weird stuff like this to women is because behind closed doors weird people do stuff like that to him as well. You know, you can never know. I mean, he did come out as being, I think he's bisexual, I'm not sure. So who knows, maybe someone else has done something to him, and because of that he's like, you know what I'm trying to say, like, if he, you know what I'm trying to say, like, I don't know how to put it in a family friendly content way. I'm gonna start trying to be like family friendly in this. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is, like, once you start getting to that point in the industry of Hollywood or entertainment, it's never good, you know. It's more of a I scratch your back, you scratch my back type of situation. So I feel like someone is putting him on, obviously, which is how he's getting all these big screen, these big nominations. He's with Disney now with Fantastic. He's in 2 other movies as well. He was in Disney for Mandalorian. What else is he in? We're gonna start seeing him more because of all this, and especially, I don't even want to get into Disney, but we all know Disney and their shady tactics and everything. But yeah, I feel like the reason why he's doing all this is because he's already been through that door. You know, he's already seen the dark sides of the industry. He's already seen the part you don't see, right, of entertainment. So because of that, he's, you know, like, it's a power trip for him. It's like the Nickelodeon thing with Dan Schneider and the guy who sexually assaulted Drake and Josh, one of the coworkers is sexually assaulted, I think Drake Bell, the actor, right? It's a power trip for him. I feel like he doesn't see anything wrong with it because behind closed doors, maybe someone has done that to him or something. I'm not trying to defend him, but I'm trying to say that once you get to a point where the industry starts pushing you out and you start becoming more and more relevant, you know, you have to, you know, nothing is ever free, right? Like I said, I scratch your back, you scratch my back, right? You have to give up something, you know? And we don't know when he's giving up. I don't know when he's giving up. Then again, I could just be yapping, but I don't think I am yapping because all of a sudden this guy's everywhere and he's the hottest new thing on Hollywood, and that comes with a price to pay, you know, whether if it's it could be in drugs, it could be in assaults, it could be in everything, like, you know the stories coming out of Hollywood. So yeah, I'm gonna stand by that. I think he's only doing this because he feels like he is the industry now, because he's been through those doors and he's seen how the industry works behind closed doors, and that's how he's able to get deals and stuff like this. And because of that, he feels like he could take advantage of people, maybe because he's been taken advantage of or he's currently being taken advantage of. But then again, I won't be surprised, right?
Or do you want to see a Pedro Pascal movie? Which Pedro Pascal movie do you want to see?
I even saw a video from comedian Chris D'Elia making fun of him earlier today.
Pedro Pascal, you're in too many things, right? You're a great actor. Pedro Pascal is a great actor. I would never argue that he's not a great actor.
Yo, bro. What's up, man?
I'm surprised that wasn't Pedro fucking Pascal, all right? Because he's in too many things. He's in that car. Pedro Pascal was in my cereal this morning. Hey, we're going to stop saying he's a great actor. And we're going to stop doing that so we can stop thinking about him. And we're going to stop thinking about him so we can stop being in things. Hey, Pedro Pascal, how many movies can you do? Have a family. Go on vacation.
Did this dislike is really starting to spread. But what really kicked this off again, what has led to so much dislike and mockery, were two primary videos. One of Pedro and his Fantastic Four co-star Vanessa Kirby touching him.
And it's like, this is so weird to me because I be like psychoanalyzing stuff, right? I be thinking too deep into things, right? Like, if she's doing this to him, right? Think of it, like, deep it. If she's doing this to him, right, on live TV, casually and comfortably, imagine what they do behind closed doors. You gotta think of that, like, for real. Like, if all this is happening in front of us and she knows she's being recorded and everything, and imagine what they're doing or what they've done behind closed doors. Then again, right, I could be like deep into it, and he just could be a really great guy to be around and very kind, you know. Like, it's kind of easy to gain a woman's trust and love and comfort. You just don't have to be a what's the word I can use? You don't have to be a head to them, you know. You don't have to be you just don't have to be a jerk, really. Like, but she's married and she's committed and loyal to someone else, and yeah, it's just not good looks, you know. Like I said, if you right now saw your significant other, or if you right now saw someone else that you were trying to, or you have a relationship with them, do this to some random guy or some random girl, right? That hurts. That, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's not good looks. It's not good looks. And the fact that this happens to every girl around him is also not good looks. I do feel like he takes advantage of his status. That's the word status. I feel like because he's very famous and popping right now, he probably uses that as, you know, kind of like, for example, oh, I'm very connected to Disney, I can get you fired right now if you don't do something for me, you know, like blackmail and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, but we know what comes out of Hollywood. So in due time, hopefully there isn't anything crazy coming out of Hollywood, but in due time, you know, like, you gotta understand, I grew up watching a lot of Nickelodeon. I grew up watching a lot of iCarly, a lot of Sam and Cat, a lot of Drake and Josh. And for me, 10 years later, to find out that this guy, Dan Schneider, had a toe fetish and was gooning to pictures of children's feet, yo, someone should execute this guy. Someone should alter for him, like, get him out of the planet. That's crazy to me. Like, what? Like, how is this guy still have a house paying taxes? Like, bro, what are you talking about right here? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's weird. That's mad weird, right? And no one knew about this till like 10, 12 years later, which is crazy to me. So I hope there just are no victims. And I'm not saying there are victims, but I hope this weird behavior we're seeing doesn't go deeper than, you know, where we don't want it to go. Because a lot of people are suspecting that, yeah, this guy's like hopping around and just stealing people's wives and doing all that. But then again, like, we just don't know. And I hope it doesn't get to the point where we find out, because that's really hurtful. Then you have to start thinking about the people who were in this situation where if they wanted to or if they want to, and a whole lot of stuff starts coming out that you don't want to. So yeah, like I said, I'm not trying to like say that that's where it's going to. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying I hope it doesn't lead to there, because it's kind of weird that something like this is happening in live TV, recorded for a large audience, and you know you're married and he's not doing anything. He's enjoying it and she's enjoying it too. It's like, okay, what are they doing behind closed doors now? And we know that's not just her. We know that there's other women involved in in this, and it's like, just bad looks.
Affectionately in a series of clips.
Terrible confession to make in front of Gordon.
It's because we some of the best men in the world, so they don't count.
And another of Pedro cuddling his best friend and fellow actress Sarah Paulson in London at the July 1 premiere of the stage show Evita. Yes, the show that features Rachel Zegler. All of your most disliked people in the one place. Now, in Vanessa Kirby's case, people were mostly upset with her, noting that she is currently engaged to another man and pregnant with...
And she's pregnant, engaged, and she has a baby. Oh my god. How, like... Bro, if I was the guy, I would be getting divorce papers ready. I might as well get them ready and done now, bro. I might as well get them ready. I might as well have everything certified. Get out, bro. Just make sure you get that 50-50 split, bro. You might as well. The movie's hot right now. Get some 50-50 residuals on it, something like that, and just... you're out of there.
His child, and yet she's behaving somewhat intimately, for lack of a better word, with another man. In the Sarah Paulson case, people said that she looked extremely uncomfortable during this interaction, and lots of accusations of creepiness were levied at Pedro. Personally, I think this is just Sarah Paulson's face. She often looks quite unhappy. Although, admittedly, I did tweet something quite snarky about Pedro using this video, because I just can't help myself. But the Vanessa Kirby criticism has only continued to get worse as well, except now people are criticizing them both, sharing lots of videos from the recent Fantastic Four premiere where Pedro had his hands on her hips.
That's a little too long, baby. Come on. Very codependent, very codependent.
Where they're standing very closely and intimately together and look like a couple.
Guys, it's just acting. It's just acting, bro. They do this in the movie. They're married in the movie. It's just acting. It's just acting.
Bet her fiance is just thrilled. I mean, the good news is, if he isn't, I actually know something that is thrilling. The sponsor of today's video, American Financing.
Shout out American Financing, W sponsor. I wish I could get sponsored by American Financing. Hey, if they hit me up, I got you. W Americans Financing, W sponsorship.
Then people went ahead and dug up a video from 2024 where Pedro is seen.
This is the video I was talking about earlier where he caressed her chin, and he gets I don't know their names, but I know he gets very mad
with actor Willem Dafoe on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Really
Pedro touches Willem Dafoe's wife on the chin, and Dafoe appears to redirect Pedro's behavior. Some people read this as Dafoe getting defensive and looking at Pedro Pascal in a way that would melt the skin from his bones, but then I also saw other people saying that this is insane and people are being way too judgmental towards really sweet, nice moments. Personally, after I found the full video of this, I don't know what Willem thought of this moment, but I do think this is a weird thing to do to someone else's wife. Trust me when I say that you don't have to do things.
I feel like he was mad. He's like,
this is a weird thing to do to someone else's wife. Willem thought of this moment,
yeah, I feel like
but I do think this is a weird
because he's probably like, hey, wash your hand, right?
Thing to
and
do.
He's like, oh, I'm just blah 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 blah. I'm just anxious. I'm just
do to someone else's wife.
And then this eye roll is like, yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying?
Trust me when I say that you don't have to look very far or very hard to find a bunch more examples of this kind of behavior, but these are the 3 videos that have captured people's attention over the last number of days. Now, one of the things that I touched on in my last video about this is how a lot of Pedro's touchy-feely behavior is attributed to him having anxiety, something that he's actually talked about a lot in other interviews. Actually, only a few days ago, Men's Health published an entire piece talking about how Pedro Pascal manages his anxiety. Okay. He said that when he feels anxious, being present with other people, reaching out to others is how he stays grounded. I will say, just for the purpose of being accurate, that having now listened to a bunch of this guy's interviews and read a bunch of his interviews, one of the things that he is quite open about is the fact that he uses holding on to others or, physically touching others as a way of finding reassurance in stressful situations, but he's never definitively said that he does this as a way of managing his mental condition, which sort of just...
That's fine. That's an alright way to manage anxiety. I have anxiety and I deal with it by walking. I do like paces around my surroundings. I go in circles for a bit. Sometimes I'm snapping my fingers and everything to calm me down. Yeah, which is fine, but it's an alright, like, yeah, if you have anxiety you should find a very comfortable way to deal with it. Yes, so if that's the truth, I can't really blame him on that. I can't really get mad at him because I do have anxiety as well. But like, there are no clips of him. I heard on the internet that there are no clips of him holding men, just women. So it's like, till we could find other clips of him holding or doing stuff like that to other people, he can't really say otherwise. But yeah, like, people deal with anxiety differently, and if someone else is comfortable, right, they should find stuff that makes them comfortable, obviously. But the touchy is too much. I feel like it's too much, especially the fact that one clip where she was touching Pedro Pascal. Is it like when they were on the couch during the interview and I can't find it. The one where they were on the couch doing the interview and Miss Fantastic was scratching or touching Pedro Pascal. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Feels like a bit of a tomato.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A bit of tomato. Like, yeah, I get you, but then again, it's weird.
Type situation, you know?
We're always holding hands when we're off carpet, by the way. So when you're thrown into a very heightened environments, we kind of are there to always remind each other that we're not alone, that we're in this together. Because it's scary to go in front of cameras and do things. And it's also really, really fun. And so we are always grabbing onto one another to remind each other that we're not alone in any of it.
It's so funny because when I weigh in on these type of things that have to do with people and feelings and whatnot, half of you think I'm being so mean and the other half of you think that I'm being too soft. But this is one of the cases where I'm just like, this is weird. I'm sorry. It's weird.
No, it is weird.
This woman's getting married to someone else and is freaking pregnant with someone else.
Yeah, no, it is weird. You're getting married and you're pregnant with someone else and you're touching on their stomach and all that. Like, no, it is weird. Trust me, it is weird.
This is baby. Like, you're walking around just holding hands with her? What are we doing? Anyway, one video from the 2024 San Diego Comic-Con really got people talking about Pedro and his touchy-feely need for reassurance. This video shows him reaching for Vanessa Kirby's hand, which she takes and squeezes, appearing to reassure him. Kirby commented on this moment to Vanity Fair very recently, saying that both actors were nervous going out in front of thousands of people who liked this comic book. She added that, "He wanted me to know that we were in this together, and I found it a lovely gesture, and was very glad to squeeze his hand back." But this is the moment that basically had people raising an eyebrow about his handsy stress responses. It's why there are memes now floating around mocking him for this behavior. Some of them are pretty graphic, I'm not gonna lie. Now, obviously, it goes without saying, not everybody on the internet dislikes Pedro Pascal, and in fact, a bunch of people have been showing up to back him here. I have seen people tweet that this is a hate campaign and is coordinated and run by bots. I've also seen articles saying that this response is soft and sweet and normal and everyone is blowing it out of proportion. But in actuality, I think that women's alarm bells are sounding about his behavior, and men are observing this and thinking, yeah, you actually can't get away with this in real life. You can't go up and touch women and stroke women and caress women and expect that it's gonna go over really well. Unless you are married to them or dating them. And even in those situations, it's a little bit dicey. Sometimes we absolutely want to have cute, sweet moments with you, and other times we want you to be as far away from us as humanly possible. If I can still see you in my general vicinity, it is too close. Be on. I'm just kidding. but not really. Anyway, people are also sick and tired of seeing this man in absolutely everything, gushed about in media and entertainment, and portrayed as some sort of saving grace of Hollywood. I've also seen countless comments online from women especially saying that they too believe that something is going to come out about this man in years to come, and it's going to be very, very bad. I've also seen some people say that this is justified because he's a gay man, and if he is gay, well, that's not public info.
Yeah, I think stuff will come out on him in just a few years, and it's going to be bad, which is what I was talking about. I hope it doesn't get to this situation, but I feel like it would. And we'll see, honestly. We'll see.
Information. And I keep insisting that he isn't. And my word here is
He isn't gay? I don't think he's gay. I think he's bi, but I don't think he's gay. I can't see him being gay.
law. This is obviously just my opinion, and you guys are more than welcome to disagree. As I always say, this is not a cult, but I think one of the things here that occurs to me is that lots of women will put up with things that make them very uncomfortable because they don't want to cause any sort of confrontation, or because they think that they're helping somebody with greater needs than their own. And in the case of these actresses, let's all remember that they're in red carpet situations, and you know, what are they going to do in front of all these cameras? But with the passage of time, maybe it's a day, maybe it's 6 months, they think about the experience, realize that it made them very uncomfortable, and that they feel gross about it. And this is actually something that I can personally attest to. So when you have a
my mic started to fall. I had to tighten it, make sure it doesn't fall on me. Sorry for that.
person who handles stressful situations with physical touch, you will have a lot of women who will go along with that to be kind, to not rock the boat. But needing to touch women specifically in order to feel better is not normal. And it's weird. And like I said in my last video about this, needing to walk around with these emotional support women is completely bizarre. I should qualify too.
Yeah, like walking around with women like they're emotional support dogs. It's kind of weird, like touching women to women and telling them that, oh, I need it because of my anxiety. I'm very anxious at this moment right now. I need someone to, you know, consider me that I'm here. And I don't know, it's weird. It's weird. Like I said, if any guy was to try that, I'm pretty sure they would get locked. If I was to try that right now as a black man, I would be in jail. No questions asked. Charges would be pressed on me. I would be called out. Yeah, it won't be good. It won't be good. I'll be going to jail in an orange jumpsuit if I was to try something like this. But yeah, I feel like it's weird.
That there's absolutely
I feel like no guy should do this. I feel like if you do have anxiety and you need to touch women, or you need to touch someone to know that you're like get a stress ball, right? Like find another coping mechanism, right? Get a stress ball, or get like something like a rough fabric you can rub your hands against to, you know, like calm yourself down. Sometimes you could just rub your legs or so, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to touch women, especially when they're married to someone else, they're pregnant, or when they're uncomfortable in that situation, or when they don't want to be touched. It's like it's odd. It's weird. It's weird.
absolutely nothing wrong with needing a hug, say, or, you know, holding someone's hand and getting a quick reassuring squeeze, but that's not really what we're seeing here. We're seeing a guy who is endlessly and constantly touching women, and, you know, even if he is gay, like a lot of people seem to think, I don't necessarily think that makes this any better. But because Pedro Pascal is Hollywood's golden goose, nobody in the industry is going to call this out. If anything, they're working overtime to tell us why this is normal and fine and sweet. I also have absolutely no idea if this is relevant or if it even matters, but I briefly wanted to mention the demonetization information that I mentioned at the beginning of this video about my last video again, because I am really curious to see if it happens to this piece of content, because sometimes, just for a little bit of YouTube lore for you all, you do get really good at avoiding demonetization. And the reason I say that is not just because creators obviously make money from AdSense, but because YouTube prioritizes videos that it can monetize, because it can make money off of them, and so therefore it pushes them to more people, which means that the creator gets more views and interactions and subscribers and whatnot. So it's kind of like a mutually beneficial situation. But every so often, and I can't really definitively tell you why this is, some people become untouchable. You can't put their names in titles of videos for whatever reason. You really can't sort of talk about them without the video getting age restricted or demonetized. And who knows, maybe that's because that specific person knows someone at YouTube. Maybe it's because a company that person works for knows someone at YouTube. There's probably a multitude of reasons why it happens. So seeing a video get demonetized that I know does not go against community guidelines, that's been manually reviewed and continues to be demonetized, it definitely makes me raise an eyebrow, especially given who it's about, because you can criticize people all day long on this platform and those videos are still fully monetizable, but this guy, this is the line in the sand. And maybe it's a targeted harassment thing. I don't know, maybe that's the little rule that I broke. But again, I'm just criticizing the guy's behavior. So just a little bit weird.
True. I am criticizing the guy's behavior as well, YouTube. In fact, I'm criticizing this video. I am reacting to this, so I'm not spreading hate, I'm not spreading anything. It's all love, positivity, it's all vibes here. All right, I love everyone should be blessed, everyone should be safe. I am just reacting to this video.
And if you're listening to this and you're thinking, Sid, love you, but you definitely don't matter, you're a peon, you are totally correct. I am a peon, so that's why it's even weirder for me. I'm just going, okay. Anyway, I think we are oddly heading into a period of time where YouTube is probably like, no, you're not going to criticize Hollywood's #1 guy. And, you know, on this platform especially, there has been not a ton of Pedro Pascal hatred and criticism. So now that more and more people are talking about him, maybe we will see this wave of demonetization and age restriction and whatnot. So it'll be interesting. I don't know. I always think this type of thing is, maybe it's nothing, maybe it's just a weird coincidence, but I don't know, YouTube's done this type of thing before, where Disney, for example, has told it to act in a specific way, and it has, so it's totally not outside the realm of possibility. So with all of that being said, the bottom line for me is that I still think that Pedro Pascal is incredibly creepy. And I do think that his really touchy, handsy behavior towards his co-stars is incredibly weird, and you know, it's often inappropriate. But I think the thing that I find the most troubling about this whole conversation is how the media and people who align with Pedro Pascal are telling the rest of us, especially women, that our visceral reactions to these videos are incorrect, that we are having a response that is unfair, or we're just blowing something out of proportion, that we are misreading things, when a lot of us, I think, innately know when something does or doesn't look correct.
But that's how the media is. I'll be honest, that's how the media is. They're gonna tell you their agenda, and they're gonna tell you why your agenda, or why you, whatever you're thinking. You know, the media is literally there to control your thought. Literally, it's there to control what you think. It's like that's the whole point. That's why it was made. It's a soft form of control. All right, if you consume media 24/7 without thinking or without asking why, you eventually become the media. You know, that's why you have to have people that, you know, criticize the media. That's why you have to have people that you don't trust what you don't see, right? The media is just going to show you what they want you to see. That's it. They're not going to show you the whole picture and everything. So, yeah, like, that's the whole point. That's why, I mean, the media is going to tell people that what Pedro Pascal is doing is a form of how he copes with anxiety, and how it's not weird or something like that. Because, like, bro, like, he makes the money, literally. He makes the whole industry billions and billions of dollars, He has a large core dedicated fan base. He has brought them a ton of income from the Mandalorian from Star Wars. I hope that was him. I hope I'm saying the right actor. He has a lot of connections in the industry. He's the Hollywood's golden boy right now, literally, and that's what's gonna happen. Like, the media is gonna do what the media does. That's literally it. So there's nothing you can do except wait for when he becomes irrelevant and when people can now feel confident to expose him. So stuff is gonna probably come out of him from later down the line, for maybe like 10 years, maybe. I'm saying 10 years. Usually people are gonna start ratting on him. People are gonna start saying what happened behind closed doors, but for now nothing's really gonna happen, because for now he has the whole industry and media on the side. So you just gotta see. But I totally agree with whatever and everything she said in this video. I totally agree with her. I do think it's weird, and I do think that it's unfortunate that people like that end up being in a position of wealth and fame when there are better people on this earth that deserve wealth and fame, and they can do great with it. It's unfortunate that people like that end up winning in life when there are people that truly deserve at least a chance to win in life, honestly.
I am not saying for a second that you cannot have a warm, happy, loving relationship, platonic relationship with another person. And I'm certainly not saying that actors and actresses can't have these relationships either. What I'm saying is that doing this stuff publicly is strange. And I think that as long as someone continues to do this...
It's strange, yeah, but what's stranger is what they could be doing in private. Don't think about what they're doing in public. Bro, public is what they want people to see. They're gonna show you what's happening in the public because they want you to see it. It's what is happening behind closed doors that you should be thinking of. It's not what you see right now in the media and whatnot. It's what's happening behind closed doors.
Stuff publicly, the rest of us who are having to observe it are going to think it's strange. And more than anything, I do think that Hollywood and the media are making this so much worse for Pedro Pascal, outside of him making it worse for himself, because they are consistently pushing him on the rest of us, because they are consistently telling us that he is this symbol of masculinity, that he is this safe person that every woman should be in love with, that this behavior is normal, that we are the ones, in fact, who have the problem. And that, I think...
I don't think Pedro Pascal is the symbol for masculinity. If I'll be honest with you, I don't see no masculinity figure in him. I don't. Literally, like...
is where I start to switch off. So in the end, I think that this is one of those cases where we will have to wait and see how everything plays out, whether or not something about Pedro Pascal is eventually found out and brought to light, or if he just slowly and eventually fades into obscurity when Hollywood finds their next superstar. But at least for now, I am so tired of seeing these videos on my feed, and I am so tired of Pedro Pascal. Now, on that very happy and pleasant note, and before I open the floor to all of you, this is just a reminder to check out American Financing using the link in the description.
W video. Shout out to Sydney Watson. W video. I don't know. There's nothing we can tell right now about this whole Pedro Pascal situation. All we just got to do is sit and wait. But hopefully, hopefully nothing comes of this. Hopefully, but yeah, no. For the people watching this video, don't believe what the media pushes on you. If they're saying it's how he deals with anxiety, if they're saying it should be like this is how a man, blah 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 blah. Don't listen to that. Please don't listen to what the media pushes on you. You have your own decisions. You can make your own decisions. You know what's right or wrong. You know, if you were in a situation where you were to do that to someone else, especially someone else that's pregnant and married with another man or another woman, you would be in big trouble. You would be in big trouble. What he's doing is weird, okay? whether if it's pushed into the public or not, it is weird. I'm glad it got pushed into the public because now I know not to support someone like that because he's weird. He's weird. He is weird. He's a definition of weird. I don't know what else to say, right? Now at least a lot of people are against this. Now at least a lot of women are standing up for this, and for the women that say that what he's doing, or for the women and men that say that what he's doing is just, there's nothing wrong with it, it's just put yourself in that situation. If you saw your significant other rubbing on someone else, or someone else was rubbing on them, or holding hands, or getting all touchy, it would be weird for you. Guaranteed 90% of the times you would be furious, you would be mad. Okay, this is Dizzy Reacts. I hope y'all love this reaction. I'm gonna try to post more. I gotta start posting more. I gotta start getting more into this YouTube thing. Hopefully y'all are doing good. You know, like I said, y'all stay blessed, y'all stay love. Make sure you subscribe, share this video, and I will catch you in the next one later.